How you doing, boys? Here I am, Gabe again for another build guide. Basically this is a speed farming R6 build for seasonal and non-seasonal play. With this build you're just utilizing a full R6 build. Like, it's pretty much the same as like last season's season 3's speed build, just that you're utilizing the cube as well. You know, there are variations to it, but this is my personal favorite. I use things a little bit differently to, you know, what other people do, but I think it works well. Like, I was streaming it last night and I was being extremely efficient with it, so I do actually enjoy it. It does T8, you know, quite easily. T7's better, but more efficient overall, but T8 is definitely a thing. So let's just jump straight into it. I'm trying to cut down on the amount of time I spend on these guides, like as far as overall time in the guide itself, so we'll just jump straight into the build. Okay, so with our weapons you want an Ingiom, you know, an ancient Ingiom with percent damage, dexterity, a good damage roll, and Vit. You can, you know, change this out to cooldown reduction if you want. You can change the Vit to cooldown reduction. Chill on hits, okay, it works for you, but you definitely want a decent, a high to decent level on that secondary unique skill, which is your cooldowns and skills are reduced for 9 seconds after killing an elite pack. By 9 seconds for 15 seconds, so you get 15 seconds of 9-second cooldown reduction on every cooldown that you've got on your board, which for this build specifically is more to do with your epiphany and your dash and strike. So that's going to allow you to just burst around the map all over the place and just one-hitting shit left, right and center. Okay, so that's a really good item to have on this build. The second item is obviously Envious Blade. Good damage rolls, 10% multiplier on it. You've got a dexterity increase. Obviously, once again, you can go either area damage or cooldown reduction on here. Life after each kill is probably, you know, a better stat on here than anything else, because you know, you'll be one-shotting, or if not two-shotting most things, so, you know, life after each kill is very beneficial. So basically that 100% unique crit chance against hitting enemies at full health. So as soon as you go into a brand new pack, every enemy you hit with your dashing strike, you know, sweeping wind, cyclone strike, whatever it is just going to die instantly. So it'll either die in one hit or it'll die in 2 hits, because you're still stacking crit chance and your critical hit damage. So think that through, boys. It's like a lot of effective damage. So we've got a full raiment set. You know, raiment boots, raiment pants, chest, shoulders, gloves. The stats you're looking for on your boots are dexterity, Vit, secondary res would be ideal, and movement speed. So you'd put that to armor if you had secondary res. Obviously, you know, on your pants you'd be doing exactly the same thing as your boots, so dexterity, Vit, and armor with green gems inside. On your gloves you'd be going dex, Vit, dex, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and either cooldown reduction or resource cost reduction. Both are viable. Resource cost reduction is probably more beneficial for this build specifically, but, you know, cooldown reduction does work as well. But resource cost reduction will be, you know, your lifesaver, because it lowers the cost of this. So yeah, which is 75 spirit, so you reduce that cost. On your chest you're looking for dex, Vit, and dashing strike damage with secondary res with green gems, so good rolls on all of those, boys. On your shoulders you are looking for dex, Vit, resource cost reduction, and dashing strike damage. So same deal as before, same deal as the gloves pretty much. You can, you know, cooldown reduction is fine, but resource cost reduction is what you're really going to want. On your helm you're going to want dex, Vit, and cooldown, critical hit chance with, you know, physical res ideally. You've got your braces here, and you've got, you know, obviously on this build, because it is a holy build, okay, it's a holy build, so you'd want holy damage on it. I didn't manage to get it. I do have a pair that I could roll, but I'm just not going to roll them because they're on fire damage right now, and that's what I want them to be, because I've got my mangle build that I use them for. So you can put 20% holy damage on here, definitely a viable thing. So dex, Vit, holy damage 20%, and critical hit chance with a secondary res would be ideal. But you know, reduces damage from range attacks isn't that bad. But your secondary on this should be 40%. So yeah. So we've got our neck, which is a Hellfire Amulet with the Alacrity passive. Attack speed is one of the things that this build revolves around. It allows you to generate spirit really quick. So that's actually what we want. And when you're actually generating and stuff like that, you'll jump into a pack. If it doesn't one hit every time, your spirit will just go straight up straight away. And the reason why I want the attack speed on this is because I like being spammy with this build. Like, I like pulling everything in really quickly and then just dashing into it and just hammering it. So if it doesn't die in one hit, I pull it in and I dash through it until it does. So that's why I build that up, and it just resets my spirit pool every time. So that's why I'm stacking attack speed. Rings, I'm going restraint and focus, obviously. So ideally you'd want, you know, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and I'd say area damage on this would probably be a beneficial thing for you. Area damage would definitely be a good thing. Okay, boys. RCR and CDR is also a possibility. Same thing on the focus and restraint. So both skills, both rings, same sort of thing with a secondary res on them. For the belt, I am going a gold wrap at this point in time. You can swap it out for a witching hour. It's definitely a thing. You know, if you want that extra burst, this is definitely an option for you. But at this point, because I'm running Burn of the Hoarder, with your gold wrap combination, you get a 1-for-1 conversion from gold to armor. So you can, with this at 50%, that's a 100% chance for any enemy you actually kill to burst into gold. And when you actually use the secondary effect of your gold wrap, this is gain armor for 5 seconds equal to the amount of gold picked up. It's a lot of gold, man. You'll be going up into the billions in your toughness, and you can AFK in whatever affects you want, and you won't take any damage. It's really powerful, really good for speed farming, because it allows you to not focus about surviving and just focus on killing shit effectively. So yeah, I've got Boon of the Hoarder here. Obviously I want this at 50, but I didn't really use it last season, so this is the highest rank I've got, which is 62.5, and you get the movement speed from it whenever you pick up gold, so that's good. But ideally you'd want this at rank 50 for 100%. I've got Bane of the Powerful. You know, Bane of the Powerful is not that best of the gem, but it's like, it's whatever. You know, it gives you a bit of extra, and it gives you some damage against the elites, which helps for those one hitting them too. And then I've got Bane of the Trapped. Obviously, good gem. I'd prefer it to be around 75, but 33% added multiplicative damage is a good thing. So, Flying Dragon, this is what I've got on there at the moment, just for that extra attack speed. However, you can change that for something like a Furnace or something like that if you want the extra elite damage. That's definitely a possibility. I like the attack speed, but a Furnace is definitely an option there. Cooldown reduction with the Leoric's Crown, you know, that's a thing. I just enjoy the extra bit of cooldown reduction. It's nice. It just makes it comfortable to, you know, if I don't get my Zodiac procs going off on the right cooldown or something like that, at least I've got cooldown reduction to rely on to get me out of it quickly. Plus you can spam your Cyclone Strike, and that'll proc your Zodiac, and that'll eventually eat away your cooldowns as well if you run out of dashing strike charges because of your Spirit Drain. And your Zodiac every time reduces a cooldown of a random skill on your bar, a random cooldown on your bar by 1 second for each whenever you hit a resource spending attack. So cooldown reduction isn't that great of a thing when you've got a Zodiac, but you still need some. But a Zodiac allows me to spam Cyclone Strike when I'm in density, and just like if I run out of dashing strike charges, I can just, you know, just eat away my cooldowns and stuff like that until I get one back, or I get Epiphany back and I can teleport out, whatever, you know what I mean? So any of these, any resource spending, so anything that spends spirits, so your active, this, and your dashing strike will all trigger the Ring of the Zodiac. Really overpowered stuff. So you're stacking critical hit chance with critical hit damage, which is why critical hit damage is definitely a viable option here, because you can buff that, and that really synergizes well with the Envious Blade, because you get 100% crit whenever you hit something that's at full health. So that's 656% critical hit damage, and that's a lot. So you'll just burst things apart. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. Don't worry about your survivability, boys. You don't need to worry about it. Just forget about it. It's not an important thing. Alright. dashing strike damage, crippling wave damage. Okay, we're all good. So that's basically the build. I'll go into skills. We got this will be Rising Tide, because it's a holy build. I want that holy that generates spirit. That equals faster, more spirit for me to spend, and that's good for me. Cyclone Strike Implosion, just to create density and use it to proc my Zodiac if or when my Dashing Strike goes onto cooldown for me. You'll want Insight here because you just want the spirit regeneration out of it. That's all you want, and you want the teleport because you got Gold Wrap and Boon of the Hoarder. You don't need to worry about survivability, so that takes care of that. However, if you do not want to run that setup, you can go to Desert Shard, but honestly, when you're farming like you will be on this thing, Insight just seems like the better option across the board. Dashing Strike, Way of the Falling Star, movement speed, holy, it's going to do the damage. That's all you need to worry about. Sweeping Wind in a Storm, I will put that there because that's the way I like it. Yeah, so Sweeping Wind in a Storm gives me a bit of AoE, gives me more spirit regen, which means more spirit for me to spend, and that's pretty much it. So you keep that up and you'll pretty much have 100% uptime from start to end of the clear on that. And Mantra of Conviction Annihilation for the extra damage boost, plus I get the movement speed passive from it, so that really helps. Beacon of Utah, cooldown reduction, always good in builds like this, so definitely use that. It's the most powerful rune and powerful passive in the game in my opinion. Fleet-footed for the extra movement speed. You can swap that out for like Determination or Relentless Assault or something like that if you really want to. It's not really needed. You can put it onto anything you want, man. You can put it onto Guardian's Path for extra spirit regen if you want to, which is definitely a viable option. You can do it for Determination on more, so you got more damage. Relentless Assault isn't really a thing because you don't have any direct CC, like freezes or blinds or stuns or anything like that. So Determination would probably be your better option here. Yeah, so Fleet-footed, Determination, or Guardian's Path would probably be three options for this. Okay, and I'll probably run Guardian's Path on this run just because I want the extra spirit. So I'm just like that. Exalted Soul, more spirit regeneration. I just like having a big spirit pool. Makes my life easier. Allows me to spam more. Seize the Initiative. For when those things do not die in one hit as soon as you charge into the pack, this allows you to regen your spirit up and really start hammering out stuff. So it's a really good thing for this. Plus it procs off your Flying Dragon. So if you have that, if you have any mob around you at 75% health, you're getting a 30% attack speed buff for 4 seconds, and if your Flying Dragon procs off the top of that, it adds, it takes that into account, so your Flying Dragon's hitting even more. So it's really efficient. And I've got Alacrity up here, and that's a straight 15%. So that's a really powerful. I think it's 15. Yeah, it's a straight 15%. So that's really powerful. Plus, obviously you got your Raymond Scent bonus, which is 25% increased attack speed for 300% increased damage, which makes your generators actually hurt instead of being, slapping somebody over the face with a salmon, for example. Dashing Strike and spends 75 spirit and refunds a charge when it does. So basically, that's why you're using your Zodiac, and that's what this build revolves around. And you've got Dashing Strike, which does 12,500% damage over 6 seconds for 6 seconds whenever you hit it. So it's really powerful. So yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into this, boys, and just go ham on a rift for you all, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. Just remember, this is only a speed farming build. You're not going to be playing this build anywhere even remotely close to great rifts. So, bad tile set, boys. So, as you can see, just creating density, moving, keep moving, don't stop. As you can tell, you see my Zodiac. I'm just looking for, basically with this build you want that elite pack as soon as possible, and goblins are an elite pack, technically speaking. So now I can just charge through shit and just kill it all. As you can tell, it's extremely movement speed orientated. I can just Cyclone Strike everything in, keep moving, and just dash down everything. Really simple stuff. So you can tell it's extremely fast, extremely efficient, and I rarely run out of spirit. I don't need to worry about it. Just blows up everything, boys. And because of my Boon of the Hoarder with the gold wrap, everything just explodes into gold. I collect that gold, keep moving. So you can see that even my spirit generators, when I sit inside the spirit generators, it moves just as quick, and it still kills stuff. I was doing this on stream last night. Like, this is the first time I played it today, so I'm not feeling exactly efficient at it right now, so this probably isn't the best demonstration of it, but it's good enough for you guys to understand. So you kill an elite pack and then you just keep moving. So now I'm just going to keep moving, 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 keep moving. Bam, 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 bam. See, so easy, boys. Just pure efficiency. Outdoor maps are OP as fuck for this build because you can just slam through stuff. As you can tell, it's really easy to kill. So I want that. You with the proc for the Ingyum though, you need, when you're killing blue packs, you need to kill all three. When you're killing yellow packs, you need to kill the minions as well. So you need to kill everything in the pack for it to actually do what you want it to do. Otherwise, you will not get the proc. And there are certain mobs like you know, like the Exarchs or whatever, the ones that, you know, after you kill the pack, it turns into wasps or whatever, or bats or something. Those things are still bugged and they still do not proc your Ingyum, so keep that in mind when you're doing this shit, boys. So once again, when you run out of Ingyum procs, you can just sit here and do exactly the same thing because you've always got spirit, which is why I've stacked attack speed. It's why this build works for me. It's a holy spirit build and it works well. You're not getting the biggest crits in the world, but you don't need them. You're only farming T8, you know what I mean? And this is T8, boys. This isn't like T6. This isn't T6. This is where you will be farming in the new season, you know what I mean? So don't hesitate in, you know, just abusing T8. Like, this is probably more efficient than Juliana's in T8, to be absolutely honest with you. It is a beast of a fucking build. Like, you have no idea how efficient. Like, you shouldn't be able to clear like this. It just should not happen, especially in T8, boys. You shouldn't be able to do this sort of shit. It just makes a living joke out of, you know, the new torment levels, because once again it's just broken. But it's extremely efficient. Like, if you're death breath farming or something like that, this is just going to make your life so much easier. But as you can see, the flying dragon procs, and you just start stacking damage, boys. Like, I can AFK in this Molten if I wanted to. I'm not too scared about it. Not taking any damage at all. Not even scared. Just hold down your shift button while you're dashing so you keep your focus and restraint up. As long as you attack once, you're going to get your focus up, and as long as you spend some spirit, you get your restraint going as well. So yeah, it's extremely efficient, extremely powerful build for farming out T8, T9 even. Like, you can even do speed grifts with this, like if you're leveling gems and stuff like that. It's definitely an efficient thing. Just throw in the witching hour instead of your gold wrap, and yeah, you'll be having a good time. You'll level up gems really quick. You can get into probably GR50s with this setup and still be really efficient at farming them. So yeah, don't hesitate, boys. It's good stuff. I'm gonna quickly kill this because I want the death breath because I'm out. But yeah, that's the build. As you can tell, it's extremely efficient. I think I just did a run in 4 minutes, and I had a bad tile set. So do not be afraid to use this build next season, boys. It's sort of my variation. A lot of people run different setups. Like, a lot of people run Mangle, or you know, Tsunami, or even Assimilation sometimes. Way of 1,000 Fists Assimilation. I just don't find it to be worth it at all, to be honest with you. I think this is by far the most efficient setup of it, especially for T8 farming, because not everything's going to die in one hit. You know, you're going to have to dashing strike a couple of times, but it's still extremely efficient. But nevertheless, that's the build guide, boys. Hope you enjoyed it. As you can tell, it's extremely efficient. You know, I got 6 or 7 death breaths out of that run. I got an extra key out of that run, so I got a double key drop. You know, all that sort of good stuff. So it's extremely efficient at running this sort of stuff. So if you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Throw some comments down there if you have any questions or comments. In the description, I'll throw, you know, my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Twitch channel. Jump on my Twitch channel. Give that button a follow, man, and you'll see me when I go live, or, you know, go on my Facebook or Twitter and I post there when I go live. I'll be streaming, you know, a 24-hour stream on the season 4 launch that's coming Friday, and yeah, I'll be doing a 24-hour stream with Flurby, Bacon Stripped, which is another good monk and barb player, and Tick is a personal clan mate, friend of ours. Flurby's another good streamer. Go check her out as well, boys. Yeah, so see you guys later. Don't hesitate to use this build. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.